Hello, in today's video we'll be fixing our last and hopefully final code P1101 on this 2013 Chevy Malibu. If you watch my other videos, this was the one code that remained. And this code indicates that we're having an issue with the incoming airflow on this vehicle, not matching with the factory specs as they should be. And these vehicles use airflow readings from the vehicle's mass airflow sensor, map sensor, and then this turbo model boost pressure sensor, and then finally into the throttle body to look for any discrepancies. So first thing you'll want to do is look for any obvious leaks from any of the hoses or the connections between the mass airflow sensor and the throttle body, including the air filter, making sure that it's not too dirty to where it restricts the airflow. After doing that, I do run a diagnostic with my scanner, and I do notice that the throttle position is definitely higher than it should be. And the reason why that matters is that being that open means it could be sticking or really dirty. So the computer could be compensating by opening the throttle blade more to allow enough air to go into the engine, and that could explain the issues that the car is having besides the code, which is surging idle and sometimes stalling at stoplights. And although normally this code is associated with an issue with the mass airflow sensor, based on the readings I'm noticing that it's working and functioning as it should. So to fix this issue, I'll start by cleaning the throttle body, removing the air outlet tube and any attached hoses or connections, starting with unhooking this clip, pressing both ends in, and lifting this tab to unhook it. And this one has a weird connector that you'll want to pull back on, and as you do it kind of self-disconnects, separating on its own, and then you completely remove the connector. It'll also be attached to the pipe down here, so just pull back on the guide to detach it from the pipe. Now to remove the attached holes on this end, you'll want to loosen the clamp using an 8mm socket plus the ratchet, and you'll want to loosen it enough to be able to slide it off. The pipe will also have a support bracket which will have one bolt holding it down here, that will need to use a 10mm socket to loosen and remove it. Once you get the bolt off, we'll pop off the attached wire guide as well. Now to separate it from the throttle body. This one will have a weird retaining clip, so you'll want to rotate it counterclockwise and pull back on the pipe to remove it. Now finally separate it from the hose. Once we separate it, we can remove it completely. And here's how this retainer works that attaches it to the throttle body. As you rotate it, it pulls in all the tabs that retain it, allowing it to unhook and detach from the throttle body. And this is the lip on the throttle body where it attaches to. Now to clean the throttle body. We have two choices from here. Clean it while on the car, or remove it and then clean it. Me, I prefer to remove it, which is fairly easy to remove from here. We disconnect this connector first by sliding back this red lock tab. Then we can now press in on the tab as we slide back the connector. Now to remove the throttle body, we'll use the same 10mm socket to loosen and remove the 4 attaching bolts. And here's the first bolt. Second bolt. The third. And finally the fourth. And with that, our throttle body is off. It'll have this O-ring that you may want to inspect or replace, but if it looks flattened down in any way, it should definitely be replaced. And here we got our throttle body. This thing is definitely really dirty, and by the looks of it, it's sticking. Look how open it is. I'm sure cleaning it will make a huge difference. So the upcoming cleaning portion will be the throttle body from the Chevy Colorado I did about a month ago, but I will show the result of the throttle body after. Now for cleaning the throttle body, I'll be using some throttle body cleaner and a detail brush. First, I'll spray some throttle body cleaner and let it sit for a few seconds. Now using a detail brush, I brush around the throttle body blade first, then you can either hold it open or put something like a screwdriver handle to hold it open for you, but it will get in the way. So I prefer just to hold it open myself. So right now all we're doing is brushing the area, loosening up all that gunk in there. And if necessary, you'll want to spray a little bit more throttle body cleaner. Now one more spray with the throttle body cleaner, and using a blue shop towel, we'll wipe off what we loosened with the brush. And if it's really got some stuck on gunk, I do prefer to use some of this gray Scotch-Brite. When using this stuff, I just cut a small piece because you won't need that much. And then spray a little bit of throttle body cleaner, and it should wipe that stuff off pretty easy. Now back to our Chevy Malibu throttle body, and this is how it looks after the cleaning. Definitely so much better, and the throttle plate closes fully now, so it surely will make a difference. Now with our throttle body clean and dry, let's go ahead and reinstall it back onto the engine. With our throttle body in position, reinstall each bolt one by one with a few threads till you get them all to line up. And now that they're all in, we can use a socket to bring them down as far as we can by hand. And now using a ratchet, we can bring them down in the crisscross pattern. And now for another slightly tighter pass. And now for a third and final pass, or if you prefer to torque them, to 89 inch-pounds. Followed by reinstalling the connector and its red lock clip. I'll also be preparing this pipe for install, adding a little bit of oil so it slides into the hose fairly easy. And also lubricating this O-ring seal with a little bit of oil so it slides in smoothly, but you will want to make sure that it's still in good shape before install. Now reinstall the pipe, starting with sliding the pipe into the hose. Followed by the other end over the throttle body. Rotating the clip will make it easier to slide on. Reinstall the bolt that holds the bracket. Tighten it with the ratchet. Now clip in the wire guide. Reattach the hose to the clip, closing it over the hose. Reconnect the connector by pushing it onto the sensor as you close the clip. Followed by the wire guide. Now finally slide the clamp over the hose and tighten the clamp with an 8mm socket. After I was done, I reset the codes and did an idle relearn by starting the car and letting it idle for 3 minutes. After the 3 minutes, I shut it off for a minute. And then restarted it again and idle for 3 minutes. And then off for a final minute, completing the relearn. I also decided to wait a week before posting this video just to confirm that the code did not return, so this definitely fixed the issues with the car. Well, that just about does it for this video. I hope you found it helpful and informative. If so, please click that thumbs up button to support my video and my channel, and please subscribe if you haven't done so.